What's up, everybody? This is Chris Surratt bringing you another edition of the Car Concierge Show, the show that helps you with the buying, selling, maintaining, and repairing of all of your vehicles. On today's show, we're going to check out the pretty much end of the CDKGlobal cyber attack, see how it has affected them directly, how much they end up having to pay, and how it has affected most dealerships around the world that have CDKGlobal as their computer system. Also, we're going to check out a good story where we see Stellantis, which is a big subject of ours. They are still continue to bring up Michigan, Detroit, as it were, as they are trying to make the Midwest the automotive mecca that it used to be, and it's a good thing. More jobs. And finally, we're going to bring back the classic I Hate My Vehicle portion of the show, where today we're going to check out a young man who tells us what he doesn't like about his Rivian truck. All right, let's jump into it. First off, we're going to talk about the good stuff. So, we're going to head over to Michigan because Michigan has gone through a massive growth over the last umpteenth years. Ever since back in the day, I'm from Indiana, and so I know a lot about Michigan. I'm from South Bend, and that's you could get over to Flint in like 10-15 minutes. Love Michigan. Got lots of family. Kalamazoo, Flint, of course, Cassopolis. So Michigan's always been a great place to me, but of course we all know that Michigan has its lure of being a bad place, a place that was crime ridden, that was run down. But they've went through an astonishing rebrand, regrowth, and a lot of it's to do with the automotive industry. Lots of bringing back of factories, building up the factories. Of course, we've all talked about all the layoffs that they've had in several of the factories they've had. And of course, that's a lot to do with the UAW situation, a lot to do with a lot of the things that's going on in the automotive industry. But even when we say that, we can still say that Stellantis particularly is doing everything it can to continue to grow the automotive industry, and they're deciding that they're going to do it in Michigan. So let's check out a quick story. Of course, we're going to always go to automotive news for our news stories and check out them talking about some new buildings in Michigan. All right. Of course, automotive news. Stellantis eyes old golf course for a massive parts warehouse in Michigan. The automotive carrier is planning to consolidate aging warehouses in the region into a mega hub as called for in its recent labor deal with the UAW. July 17th, of course, Kurt Nagel. So, Stellantis is considered a former golf course and farmland across from the old Ford Romeo engine plant in Michigan's Macomb County as the site of a 2.7 million square foot Mopar parts distribution center. The automaker is planning to consolidate aging warehouses in the suburban Detroit region, including those in Centerline, Warren, and Marysville, into a mega hub as called for in its recent labor deal with the UAW. A 200-acre site to the south of 32 Mile Road has emerged as a likely landing spot, though the deal is not done, according to sources familiar with the situation. Real estate developer Prologis Inc. of San Francisco has pitched the project, referred to as the 32 Mile Logistics Campus, to the Planning Commission of Washington Township, where the Romeo Golf Course and Country Club once operated. The three-building development would be spread across the former golf course and farmland, according to the planning documents. Stellantis declined to confirm its plans for the distribution center. During 2023 UAW negotiations, the company agreed to establish a regional mega hub parts distribution center in the metro Detroit area. A company spokesman said in an email, however, the company is not in any discussions about a specific site or property at this time. Prologis representatives told township officials that the development is for a single user, which they declined to name. It is not clear if the project represents new jobs or just those transferred from existing sites. Representatives of the real estate developer told the township they are considering other sites in the area but did not specify them. Prologis spokeswoman Maddie Sorrento told Automotive News affiliate Crane's Detroit Business in a June email that the building is being built speculatively, so there is not information to share at this time. It is highly unlikely a developer would undergo a project of this magnitude without an end user, especially amid a general slowdown in industrial leasing activity. As part of its pact with the union, Stellantis said it would invest $30 million in a new facility consolidating parts warehouses with a launch expected in 2026, according to a UAW summary of the deal. The company gave us two choices for Mopar to either consolidate facilities and gain jobs or close facilities and lose jobs, the UAW said in the summary. The choices to consolidate these facilities was difficult, but we came out of it with the elimination of the lower wage tier at Mopar, a guarantee of job security, and the right to bargain for an expanded moving allowance beyond the $37,500 we already won. If the project materializes, it would be a big win for a township looking for more tax revenue and a community in need of jobs, especially after Ford's decommissioning of Romeo engine plant. The idle 2 million square foot factory across the street from the proposed site once built engines for tractors and Mustangs before being put on the chopping block in 2019. Finding a new purpose for the piece of well-located industrial real estate has been a top priority for local and state officials. Ford still owns the plant and sometimes uses it to its parking lot to store pickups not yet ready for dealers. The potential cleanup of the factory site could hinder economic development opportunity, which is why the farmland and former golf course across the street is more appealing. It has the perks of industrial-grade infrastructure in place in proximity to major highways without the brownfield burden. Prologis also liked that the location was near Romeo State Airport, said Dana Birchback, Planning and Zoning Director for Washington Township. She said the project would be far and away the largest she's seen in the area. We have nothing else close to that size, Birchback said. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime career type of thing. It's very exciting. We need the industrial out here. That's what supports our residents. The proposed development consists of a 1.2 million square foot building, a 997,500 square foot building, and a 427,000 square foot building. The land is zoned agricultural residential, but the township's land use plans calls for it to be converted to industrial. While the developers have presented the plan to the township, they have yet to submit a formal plan, which would need a thumbs up from the Planning Commission before going to the Board of Trustees for final approval. There could be challenges related to land ownership. Prologis has 230 acres under control, but is seeking control of another 72-acre parcel that was purchased recently for about $4 million. Records show that parcel was purchased by Jason Blake, owner of the Pond Guy supply store, from a member of the Graham family, which owned the golf course. Prologis has been working with Blake on a deal, a township official said. Construction work has been happening on site in recent weeks. Crews have been working to install water and sewer lines in preparation for the development, said Washington Township Supervisor Sam Privetti. The dilapidated golf course clubhouse was recently roped off with construction tape with an Adamo Group sign posted on the structure. Adamo is a demolition business in Detroit. Privetti said that the township has been working diligently to bring in more industrial development, which has been spurred by the installation of utilities. Without any utilities, there was a possibility of an annexation to Romeo Village north of us, he said. It has a kind of a twofold: prevention of annexation and also to diversify our township bedroom community to offset the tax base with some industrial in the area. Okay. That's a lot to say that they jumping the gun, but this is good news. They already had one factory decommissioned, so I guess we know they lost a lot of jobs back in 2019. The story's a tad bit premature, I would think, but it does show that the growth is there, that and it's kind of being forced as part of the UAW contract. So some good came out of the UAW contract. Some good things are coming out of the UAW contract, and as long as it's job growth, stability, people the ability for people to keep their jobs and maintain jobs at decent wages and get rid of lower tier wage jobs, I'm with it. It sounds great to me. The move to Michigan is perfect. You know, I love the Midwest. I plan to move back there. A lot of people will move back there. Most people move back to Texas, but some people are moving back to the Midwest, and it is the move. It's some good space out there. A lot of the people in the Midwest ain't gonna like all the people moving there, but the job opportunities there, and if you're in the automotive industry, it's definitely a place that you want to check out moving to. So let's keep it going. Let's go ahead and jump into some CDKGlobal action. So we find that the CDK incident has come to a close, and what we've all wondered was how much money did it end up paying. And the last stated number is $25 million. $25 million. So we're going to check out a quick story, or we're going to check out a young gentleman. I think it's called Autoline is his show. I check it out from time to time. He seems interesting enough. So real quick, we're going to check this out, see what he's talking about, and then we'll discuss it further.
CDK paid way more for the cyber attack that took out its dealer software management system than we expected. Initially, when the attack first happened in June, Bloomberg reported that CDK was ready to pay millions of dollars, but it was really tens of millions of dollars. CNN reports that it paid the hacker group Black Suit roughly $25 million by sending it about 387 Bitcoin. That was then split up and moved around, following a common path of money laundering.
Let's pivot real quick. We're gonna read what Automotive News said about it. All right. CDK ransom money goes to extensive money laundering schemes before reaching hackers. CDKGlobal likely paid a hacker group around $25 million to address the cyber attacks that led to significant software outages across the car dealer industry, the CNN reported. Okay, so this is from yesterday, John Huder, Automotive News. Okay, CDKGlobal likely paid a hacker group nearly $25 million in ransom June 21st to address the cyber attacks that led to significant software outages across the auto retail industry. CNN reported. CDK suffered at least 2 cyber attacks June 19th in what it called a cyber ransom event. It took its widely used software, including its dealership management system, offline as a precaution, forcing dealerships to find alternative ways to do business. Anderson Economic Group estimated dealerships lost 56,200 new vehicle sales and more than $1 billion between June 19th and July 15th because of the CDK outages. Bloomberg in a June 21st article reported CDK was planning to pay a hacker group demanding tens of millions of dollars, citing an anonymous source. Alan Liska, a threat analyst at Recorded Future, identified CDK cyber attacker as the hacking group Black Suit in a June 24 Bloomberg report, and told the news organization that CDK's absence June 24th on their website where Black Suit names victims might have indicated CDK paid a ransom or was conducting negotiations. All right, so real quick, let's talk about the amount of monies that these dealerships lost. All right, so this is from July 15, Automotive News, and it's my man John Huder. Dealerships lost $1.02 billion in business after CDK cyber attack, updated AEG study says. Anderson Economic Group, which is what AEG stands for, estimated dealerships lost 56,200 new vehicle sales and $1.02 billion between June 19th and July 15th because of CDKGlobal cyber attacks. and subsequent software outages. All right, let's see what they're talking about. Anderson Economic Group estimated dealerships lost 56,200 new vehicle sales and more than $1 billion between June 19th and July 15th because of the CDKGlobal cyberattacks and subsequent software outages. The consulting firm, which also conducted loss analysis after the 2023 and 2019 UAW strikes, had projected July 1st dealerships would lose $944 million between June 19th and July 6th. The small increase is due to a somewhat larger sales loss revealed by now available June sales data, the actual duration of the outage, and a slight downward adjustment in the estimated lost service and used car business, AEG wrote in a news release July 15th. The same day, AutoNation estimated the CDK situation had stripped $1.50 out of its second quarter earnings per share. Ransomware and possible payment. CDK suffered at least 2 cyber attacks June 19th in what was called a cyber ransom event. It took its software offline as precaution, forcing dealers to find alternative ways to do business. Blah, blah, blah. Wrapped up. Other CDK software followed, and the company ultimately wrapped up its restoration earlier than July 15th through some third-party software companies with programs integrated with the DMS provider might not have brought those tools back online yet. All major applications are now available, CDK said in a statement July 11th. We are thankful to our customers, partners, and employees for their partnership. Alana Liska at Threat Analysis at Recorded Future attributed the CDK cyber attack to the hacking group Black Suit. On June 21st, about 387 Bitcoin worth more than $25 million was sent to an address assessed by TRM Labs to be controlled by the ransom group Black Suit, according to a statement from blockchain intelligence firm TRM Labs. Three unidentified sources said CDK likely made that payment, CNN reported July 11th. All right, let's just go through it. All right, so we finally know that CDK paid $25 million. They coughed it up in Bitcoin, $387 in Bitcoin. Just shows you how much Bitcoin is worth these days. And of course, Bitcoin is untraceable, so they hit. They're not going to be able to trace it. Black Suit is one. And the truth is that they're going to continue to win because, like I've said many, many times, this is not over. Once Black Suit has gotten its hands into that system, CDKGlobal, it controls so much of these dealerships and so much of the information about these dealerships and its customers is in their systems to the point where that is the fear. The fear has got to be the information that the Black Suit gained when it accessed the CDKGlobal system. That has to be the fear. That and the ability for them to use the information that they got from CDK, the connection to all the dealerships, so now they can do ransomware attacks on dealerships separately. Now they can do ransomware attacks on parts systems separately. It's a bad thing. CDK just has too much control of these dealerships, and for their computer systems to be accessed by Black Suit, and for Black Suit to have gained any ability to access the information that is controlled by CDKGlobal is magnificently bad. Magnificently bad. I mean, all of the companies, think about all the companies that do deal with dealerships. The people that work on their machines, that work on the computers, all the customers, all of the, parts places that the factories, the distribution centers, the companies that buy their cars from dealerships, and they have massive fleets of cars that they bought so many of these cars from dealerships, their systems might be accessible. And then these Black Suit ransomware attacks could be levied on those companies as well. That's the bad thing. And that's what still may be to come. Hopefully not. Hopefully that Black Suit is cool and they're like, all right, well, we got the 25 million, so we're going to leave y'all alone. But is that really how criminals are? Nah. So let's all hope that this is the end of the CDK Global situation, that they paid them off and they're not going to start continuing to access this information that they obviously had access to, and that they're not going to use that information to access other information and cause problems for other people. Because that's what we're talking about. It's the automotive industry affects so many people and so many people are a part of it that, you know, this could be detrimental to everybody. All right, so last but not least, we're going to, you know, from time to time do our little thing where we talk about what people like and don't like. You know how we do. So, but today we're going to stick with EV vehicles, where we do like the Rivians. We like Rivian. We like BYD. We like Tesla. We're not tripping on Tesla, but we like Tesla to some degree. So, I hate my car portion of the show. On today's portion of the I Hate My Car show, we're going to check out a guy who talks about what he hates about his Rivian R1T, and then we'll, you know, talk about it. And this guy's name is it's under EV Trucking. That's the name of his channel. Right now he has 46 subscribers. But this one got like 2,000 views. So. Alright, let's check it out.
Welcome to my channel. On YouTube, there are plenty of videos talking about how great the Rivian R1T is. In this video, I want to do a different take. I want to talk about the 5 things I hate about my Rivian R1T. Stay tuned. The first thing I hate about my truck is just the amount of noise that it makes. I understand the car does have a very sophisticated suspension system. However, for $80,000, $90,000, I think it should be a quieter ride. The second thing I hate about my truck is the amount of time it takes for it to unlock itself. A lot of times I have to take my phone out of my pocket, unlock my phone, then the truck will unlock. I am sure this is something that Rivian will fix during future over-the-air update. However, this is just what I'm dealing with at the moment. The third thing I want to talk about is service. From the time I scheduled the service until I was able to bring my truck in, it was about a month and a half. And on top of that, not everything was done after I got the truck back. And I understand that Rivian is a newer company. However, I think a month and a half is a bit too long. And hopefully they can address that soon. The fourth thing I hate about my Rivian is the air conditioning vents. I don't know how all the Tesla owners dealt with it for so long, but I'd much rather just to have a traditional knob or a lever on the vent. I can adjust which direction the air is blowing. It's actually one of the things that I brought it in for service for, because I feel like it's not working correctly. However, after I got the truck back, I feel like it's the same. So I hope future Rivian vehicles could improve on that and just give us the regular knob or lever. The fifth thing I hate about my Rivian is shutting the door. The cabin of the Rivian, I guess, is built very airtight. So a lot of times when I close the door, if I don't close it hard enough, it won't shut all the way. And 99.9% of the time, if I have a passenger, they cannot shut the door correctly the first time. I always have to tell them, hey, slam the door. I understand a lot of the luxury cars, they always crack the window a little bit when you open the door. So just because of that reason. And I think Rivian should be able to fix that very easily with the over-the-air update. I understand this is something that's been bugging a lot of the Rivian owners. And again, hopefully they can fix it soon. And that was the 5 things I hate about my Rivian R1T. Overall, I think they did a fantastic job with their first vehicle, and I will make another video of the 5 things I love about my truck. If you guys enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
All right. So what we're talking about really is what I've always talked about to you guys, that these vehicles come out extremely fast, and the research and development is not extensive at all on these vehicles because they are produced so quickly. So, you know, you definitely stuff he's talking about sounds minor, but you know, even he said that he thinks a lot of them can be fixed. And, you know, it's stuff really that back in the day would be caught during our research and development process. You know, a long time ago, one concept of research and development that some dealerships would do would be that they would build a new car, and then they would, you know, hire somebody to drive it across country. Maybe not all the way across country, maybe from Indiana to Texas and back. You know, a certain amount of miles, they would ask them to put a certain amount of miles on the vehicle. You know, they would pinpoint locations that they would stop so that the, you know, other dealerships can look at the vehicle after it's been driven a certain amount of miles. This was done extensively for a long time to get real, live, in the moment data about these vehicles, so that before these vehicles are put out into the world, that somebody has driven them and somebody's found all the little nooks and cranny problems that this gentleman's talking about on his Rivian right now. And it's just not done anymore. We don't have the time, we don't have the budget. It's not a budgetable thing. It's the lack of research and development on these vehicles will always haunt them. And it's why I always say that you never buy a vehicle the year it came out. You always wait at least a year, because you want at least somebody to have driven that car for a year, so they'll report all the problems that they found. So hopefully that the dealership that built the vehicle can fix those problems, or make recalls or technical service bulletins to fix those problems. And then when you get it, then they'll know how to fix the problem. They'll be aware of the problem, and you'll be in and out of the dealership getting it fixed, and it won't be a month and a half like this gentleman was talking about for his vehicle. Because that's standard. If you got a 2024 vehicle and you have a problem with it and you bring it into the dealership to be repaired, it's not going to be done the next day. Not unless it's a recall that they know exactly what to do. They already have the parts in stock. That is the only situation where it would come out faster, because they know what's going on. If you bring a 2024 vehicle like a Rivian or any other 2024 vehicle into the shop, it's going to probably be there for a decent amount of time, because it's a 2024. And Dodge and Donuts, they probably don't know how to fix the problem that you're bringing it in for. So they have to do a lot of research. Sometimes they have to bring in an engineer that help design the car, so they can try to help figure out the problem is, because the mechanics are not going to know what to do. I went through a lot of that when I was with Volvo, with the ID4s. I mean, you'd have to cordon off a whole section area for the vehicle. They'd have to wear special suits. It was just a hassle. So it's just one of those things. If you're a rich guy and you can afford it and you want to get you a 2024 vehicle, brand new Rivian, right off the factory floor, knock yourself out. But understand that you should expect that it's going to be it's going to be in the service shop several times. It is. And it's not going to be quick times. It's going to be there for a minute. So make sure you got a loaner car situation with your service department, so you're not paying for a rental. Or make sure you got a hoopty, because brand new car, brand new problems. All right, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. Quick show. Appreciate you all. Just stay out of trouble. Maintain your cars. Don't get broken down on the highway. Get AAA. And I'm out. Peace.